Matron, take them away.
Okay guys, I'm just setting up a couple of charts and one thing and another because we're starting a little exercise tomorrow in the Scruffy Squad, which is how to build up a small account. Now, if we're doing it with live money, we've decided that we're going to use BlackBull because of the leverage. It's 500 to 1 at this moment in time, and it has micro lots that you can use. And some of the guys are using a prop fund, but again, they're using a small prop fund. Just to keep it roughly the same, and it's because the platforms are identical. Both use MT5, and the idea is just to gradually build an account up. So if I flick this over and kind of see what this is, we've decided to use the hedge account rather than the netting account, so you can have forced trades. In other words, you can hedge out of a trade rather than a couple of trades together. And the way that I've set this up, because at the moment, judging by the votes, and if I just kind of pull this into frame, you'll be able to see what it is we're talking about. The guys themselves all voted on the assets. Now, the top assets was these. There was actually 17 voted on, but they could have voted on anything. So they've all clustered into these 17. And we're looking at the top 5. And the top 5 has come out at cable, oil, euro, dollar, DAX and gold at this moment in time. It ends today, so if these guys want to make any changes or add to it, 5 o'clock, that'll be locked in stone. And as you can see, if you find mine, there I am. My votes don't correspond with the top 5, so I'm going with the consensus. Now from here, I'm setting this up like this. There's various ways you can lay up an MT5. Now, if you just sort of come into, I don't know, say the Aussie, you could lay it up like so. So you've got 5 assets there all marked up. But for this exercise, which is the bull, which is there, I'm going to put them in vertically, because I'm only looking to trade one of these assets per day. And the reason why I've done it this way is we've got 5 assets. I can quickly identify which one is going to be tradable just by looking at the hour. So they're all set to the hour, and some of the criteria I'm looking for, I always look at levels. So it has to be crashing a level. I like to see it stretch, in other words, on the other side of a Bollinger Band, so I can see the strength of the market. And I want to see what the RSI is doing as well. And once you've kind of established what you want to trade, it's dead easy. I can either just flick it open and then I can trade this particular way, or say I was doing pound, I could drop it down into a trade pound, which is down here, where I can scribble on it and one thing and another. But what it'll also allow me to do is if I flick the button over, it'll show me all of the pounds together, so I can see if my direction is correct. In other words, if all of them lot are pushing down and I've decided it's going down, well, I've genuinely got the odds in my favor. Now, the next part of it is I'm going to be sorting out a journal as well. Now, I'm going to leave that on bull, which is there. Now this is set, just so you can see it, at 200 quid, sitting waiting, and the account hasn't been traded. Okay. Now from here, we then go on to place a journal in. Now the journal's very simple, guys. You put 200 quid into there, and this will auto-populate as it goes along. Put some notes in here. Now, my notes for January are quite simple. I just want to grow by 10%. Grow 10%. Get a feel for the assets. All right. That's all I want to do this month. Very, very simple. And the reason why I've set that, it's because I want my targets to be realistic. If you look at the size matters video I did yesterday, it'll pull into focus what I'm talking about. Because if you think you're turning 200 quid into millions, it ain't happening. So from here, I can come to here. It auto populates into there. I'm starting at 10p a size. My max bid is 20. Okay. So from here, oops, I wish. It flashed red because it's telling me it's too big. There we go. All right. So that's my bid size. Now what we're going to do is in here, I want to grow it by 10%. You know, if I change this to say 15%, it'll say it's 30, but we're going to grow it by 10%. So it's 20. So my goal for the month is 20, which is telling me if I trade every trading day, it'll be approximately 92p a day. Now we're slightly behind because that's based on a full month, but it's still not unrealistic. And up here, it's telling me what can be done and where we can go. So splits of 2, well, we've got a lot size of 20 pence. So if I'm splitting it, it's down into 1. Okay, so it's like a micro lot. Okay, so from here, what can I do? I'll put my rules in. I'm going to trade 6 AM to 5 PM each day. So that runs through the London. What I'll better do on here is just for overseas guys, just put UK time. Okay, so I'm really trading the London session. I'm trading it once a day. These are the products that are currently picked. Now, the vote we do and ends at 5 o'clock today, so that might change slightly, but I don't think so. So it's pound, euro, gold, oil, and DAX. The 3 strategies that are using is GoldenEye, River, and Push. So what they are, that's the scalp, that's the swing, that's the day, and my max size is 20p based on the current balance. Simple stuff. Okay. Now, why have we doing it this way? It's following the 5-3-1 strategy, which is 5 assets here, traded with 3 strategies, which is here. If you don't know the difference between strategies, it's very simple. A swing is anything over 24 hours with a bigger target. A day trade is throughout the day with a reasonable target. And a scalp is a micro trade within an hour or so for a minuscule target. Of the 3, the chances are I'll only be using GoldenEye and River. I'm not big on micro scalping. There is the argument that any day trade is scalping. You're correct, it is. But there's a difference between aiming for a minimum of 10 to 15 pips and then aiming for 2 or 3 pips. 2 or 3 pips is very dangerous. It only takes 1 trade to wipe out all the good work because you're always in an inverse risk reward. I'm not big on risk reward. I work on ROI. So it doesn't really apply to scalping. But if I do scalp, I'll try and get 5-7 pips out of it. Whereas I prefer a day trade where I analyze a chart, I understand the chart, and I go in on a return on investment mentality. And if it takes it 5 hours to play out, fine, I'll live with that. That's my way of working. And then I'll just fill this in. And this just works very simple. It's day at the balance, how much I'm willing to invest into the trade, because I don't do risk reward, I do investment. What the stop is, so it'll tell me where the maximum stop needs to be, what the bid size is, and then put your little notes in, etc. It's a great sheet and it helps you. Why do I use it? Well, it highlights the bad, not the good. I'm not really worried about the good. You know, you don't get any lessons from good trades. You get lessons from bad trades. And the idea is to iron them out. And this exercise we're doing with the small account is to iron out all of the gambling traits and build an account slowly. So if you want to follow the journey, do drop in the comments. This video is mainly for the guys in the squad to show them what I'm up to and where we are with this. And let's roll on and let the journey begin. So as always, guys, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.